Hi guys, so when it comes to doing an approach, you see a girl out in public and you want to go and approach her. Generally there's kind of two ways of doing it really. So you can either do it direct or indirect. In this channel you see like 99% of the time I'm doing it direct, and that's almost always what I would advocate if a girl is just in the outside or walking out in the street or something like that. Rarely would I advocate doing it indirect. But just to give you kind of some background information on what it actually is, so direct is basically just going up to the girl and just giving her a direct compliment. So it's like something like, hey, I know this is random, but I just thought you looked nice, or some variation of that. I almost always keep it really, really simple, just, hey, I thought you looked nice. Other guys tend to kind of say things a bit more nuanced or a bit more like specific, like, oh, I noticed your green eyes, which were really beautiful, just something like that, you know. But I always just keep it really simple normally. And so when it's indirect, it's like you're kind of just, you know, starting off a conversation without the intention of making it clear to the girl that you like her. That then would come afterwards. So this could be something like, do you have the time, or do you have directions for so and so? So you start off the conversation like that. Or it can be a bit more specific to the activity that you're doing or that she's doing. So let's say you're in an art gallery or something, you could start a conversation about painting or something, and then have a conversation a bit about that, and then transition on to, you know, something a bit more personal towards her. So if you're doing it indirectly, you know, you could say, for example, do you have the directions for so and so? And then obviously the classic example would be, oh, by the way, you have really nice eyes, or you have nice smile, blah blah, whatever it is, and then you would then start the conversation, which would be a bit more personal from that point onwards. In terms of what I think is more effective, I would say if you're like approaching a girl in a very public area or on the street or something like that, I would definitely advocate doing it directly, and this applies to literally anywhere in the world. It's not like a London thing, which some guys think is like, oh, if it's in London it has to be like direct or something. It's not like that. It's literally like anywhere in the world. I think it's best just to be direct in any kind of outdoor public area, in a street, and also in most indoor areas as well. If it's like a shopping centre or something like that, I would definitely advocate going direct, mainly because the girl's going to kind of know that was your intention anyway, you know, to chat her up. And so if you did it indirect, it's a bit like, oh, he didn't really want to know what the time was, he didn't really want to know directions, he just wanted to get my number. So she's not stupid, she's going to realise that. But the only time really when I would advocate doing indirect is when, like, if it's in a venue which is not really common for a girl to get approached. So, you know, a good example would be an art gallery. So a girl's in the middle of looking at a painting or something, and then you just come up to her. It would be a bit not very socially aware just to do it really direct at that point. I'd say that it would be better just to start off a little conversation about the artwork or whatever it is, and then go from there, just because it's a bit more socially calibrated really. But yeah, I'm really not a fan of indirect, especially when it's like really contrived, like, you know, asking for the time or asking for directions. Whereas, like, again, in the example of the art gallery, if you're in an art gallery, you know, starting a conversation about the artwork at the beginning is actually a far more natural way of going about starting the conversation and then progressing from there. And that's kind of what I would advocate really. And then the thing obviously with the direct open up is the fact that it's just a way more honest. It's like you're letting the girl know your intentions right from the beginning, and she's going to appreciate your honesty, as well as the confident approach that you'll be like portraying right from the beginning. So that's where the main advantage is, I would say. But ultimately really it's your choice. You know, do what you want to do really, and do what you think is best for you. As I say, I always advocate direct 99% of the time, except if it's like in a slightly obscure venue, in which case, yeah, go indirect if you feel that it might be slightly better. Cheers for watching. If you'd be interested in one-to-one coaching with me, where we'll go out in public and work on your approaching girls, or more generally with your social confidence, please visit my website ed-game.com.